And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Aditya Srivastava. I hope I'm saying your name right, man. Forgive me if I'm not. The producer of the upcoming Halo series just recently confirmed that Steven Spielberg had a heavy influence on the show and that he godfathered it in terms of reading every script, helping choose showrunners, writers, cast, visual effects, etc. What are your thoughts on all of this? Does it get you even more excited about the Halo show, especially Ray?
Especially Ray.
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, listen, this is very interesting because we found a long time ago that Steven Spielberg was going to be a producer on the Halo show, right? Here's the problem with that, though. There is no more nebulous term in the world of movies than the term producer. Mm-hmm. Because producer can mean almost anything. When you say someone's the director of a movie, you know exactly what they're doing in the movie. You know exactly what they're doing. When somebody has the producer title on them, it can mean anything. It can literally mean that they shepherd the entire project from start to finish. They are the overseers of all of it. They put the director in place. They hire the director. They secure the rights to the script. They make sure the director has everything they need and that the project is moving in the direction it's supposed to go and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. However, a producer title can also be given to somebody if you set up a lunch meeting with somebody. There's literally been cases in Hollywood where a studio wanted somebody in a movie and they used another person to set up that meeting, and that person got a producer's credit. It can mean very little. And Steven Spielberg has, I believe, I went onto his IMDb page earlier and I did a count. It was 3,827,000 producer credits. At least that's what it looks like. And if you think Steven Spielberg was hands-on, directly involved with all those projects, you're smoking something. There have been movies that Steven Spielberg has gotten producer credits on simply because he had one or two phone conversations with the studio about it, and he got a producer's credit. And why does that happen? Well, because studios want to say Steven Spielberg is a producer of this and give Spielberg another credit, and they cut him a check and all that kind of wonderful thing. So when the word came out that Steven Spielberg was going to be a producer or whatever on Halo
or whatever,
you have to forgive me.
That's what they should start calling it.
Or
producer
whatever,
or whatever.
Or whatever. You got to forgive me if my first reaction to that is skeptical. Because, you know, there's so many of Steven Spielberg's producer's credits where he did maybe a day of stuff or whatever. So I didn't think he'd probably be all that involved in Halo at all. They just got him to put his name on it, right? Well, apparently that's not the case. Because you're right, they did interview one of the producers of the film. And what Frank said was this. Daryl Frank, who's one of the producers of the Halo show, he said this: "We treated it as though it was a legacy project of Steven's. He godfathered it in terms of reading every script, helping choose the showrunners. He chose the writers, director, cast, production design, visual effects. In other words, Steven Spielberg is a legit producer on the Halo series."
Yes.
Like, he legitimately had his hands on in the trenches, getting his hands dirty, of pulling this show together, choosing the people who would be the ones steering it, overseeing and reviewing scripts and all that kind of stuff. The greatest, Ray, think about this, the greatest filmmaker of all time, the GOAT, who's hands-on, actually directly involved with making this thing. I will tell you right now, my interest in Halo just went up about 10 times.
Yes.
Knowing that Spielberg was shepherding this, like Spielberg, just because he did that doesn't automatically guarantee the show's going to be good. But I think the likelihood of it being good just got a lot better. And I went from being, I'll watch this because Ray wants to watch it. So I will watch it with Ray, and I'll be excited to watch Ray get excited for it. But I'll tell you what, now that doesn't matter to me. You don't matter to me now. Now I'm just legitimately myself excited to see this. I think this sounds really cool. Ray, I mean, you have Halo. I don't have the camera angle set up, but you have Halo stuff all over your desk. You are a Halo guy. You've been excited for this show already. Does hearing this stuff about Spielberg make you even more excited?
Game day, baby. No, fine. You know what? Like Steven Spielberg, if you look at the story of Halo, this is right up his alley. I meant the sci-fi-ness to it and all that. So I actually thought he should have been more hands-on involved with it, and I'm happy to hear the news. He also, like you said, how anyone could get a producer credits. Do you think he had hands-on Terminal?
He directed Terminal.
I thought he was just a producer on that.
I know he directed the Terminal.
Oh wow. Which is the best movie off that list you think that he produced, like that on IMDb?
Oh dude, there's so many. I'd have to go through the list. I have no idea.
But yeah.
But my favorite Steven Spielberg movie is Amistad.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite Steven Spielberg. So he probably was a producer on that too, I'm guessing.
Okay, I just want everyone to know this character of Master Chief. I think it's going to be awesome. Like I said before, it's right up his alley. I hope he had a lot of input in it. It got greenlit for season 2, which is always a good sign. I think it's a good sign.
It is.
So I just can't wait. I believe it's March 24th, towards the end of the month. After this Batman thing, starts to fade away, then we get into Halo. Then we get into Rob's Moon Knight, which yesterday I figured out Moon Knight will be showing Wednesday nights, and then Halo's Thursday nights. So it'll be back to back.
We got back to back must watch things. We got back to back nights that we're going to be watching a lot of stuff. It's going to be a good month. It's going to be a really good month.
The question I have is if Paramount is going to drop it at midnight, or is it going to be the next day? Because we don't know their system.
Yeah, no, you're right. We don't know the system. Look, we're going to have to find out for sure. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess they will drop it at midnight because that seems to be working for HBO Max. It works for Disney Plus. I think they'll probably follow suit.
The only thing I have to say about that is the South Park episodes that we watched. I remember one night I waited until midnight for that to drop. It didn't drop until the next day until 8 o'clock. Well, it wasn't on the front page.
Okay,
for sure.
Well,
we had to search for it. I think it was the next day because it wasn't on there. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it drops at midnight so we could do back-to-back Moon Knight, Halo.
All right, interesting. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Steven Spielberg, despite my doubts, is actually a legit producer on this Halo series. Were you already excited for it? Does this kind of increase your excitement? Were you not excited? If you weren't excited for it, does this get you a little bit interested? I know my interest has gone way up. Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.